Somewhat, I'm sorry about that. I'll just take 2 or 3 questions at this point, either to Diana, Ossie or Clare, and then we must move on to hear from Vivian Hayes. Any questions then for Diana, Ossie or Clare? Anything that has come burningly into your head? I was very impressed, Diana, about your research and evaluation, because one of the things I think I'm becoming more aware of in my own sector is the importance of how we argue for value, and the only way you can do that is by careful research and evaluation tools. And I wondered if you could tell us a little bit more about how you've approached that, because if we want to continue to have a voice in the sector, we've got to be able to do more than say we're a jolly good thing and keep us, because we think we're ever such a good thing, and we need to demonstrate to commissioners and people in power that we are actually a good thing. So can you talk back to that just for a little bit? Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, if I just take a particular example, we recognise the need to really understand disability crime issues, linked that to the fact that the Equality and Human Rights, as people will be aware of, were undertaking a judicial review around disability hate crime, approached Devon and Cornwall Police, talked to them about the need and the lack of current robust research evidence in this area, both in the southwest but also nationally. We've done some desk-based research to find out what was out there, and 18 months ago worked with Devon and Cornwall Police for them to commission us to provide. It was a small piece of research, it wasn't huge, and that's, I think, one of the things for me is about recognising you can do a small piece of research with a small piece of funding that then enables you to chase the bigger funding, because you've then got enough evidence, enough knowledge, enough understanding that you can present in a way to bigger funders to then move it forward. What we ended up doing was developing through focus groups and a whole range of other ways, finding out what was happening in Devon, particularly around disability crime, and that actually fed into the evidence base for the judicial review. So I think there's something for me about timing. What you do when affects how influential that piece of research is likely to be, and clearly whether you're likely to get funding for it. But we're also very clear about quality of our research. So we believe that by demonstrating high quality research, we will then attract other interest in commissioning us for further research. So we will not compromise on quality. If we don't think the funding is sufficient to do what we need to do to produce something in the way we feel, we won't do it. And so we often say no to things. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you very much for that. Anyone who would like to ask a question to any of our 3 previous speakers? Thank you.
Hi, yeah, I feel like I'm hogging things, saying something again. But if I had to put you each on the spot and say, what is the one key thing from the work that you do that you think is most important to getting people's voices heard, what would it be?
Break that question once more, Clare.
Okay, so if you had to name one thing that was most important, there's obviously lots of things that you can do to make people's voice heard, but if you had to choose one, what would it be for you from your experience?
My one word that I would say is passion. Without passion, we just as well give up and go home.
I'm going to sound very boring, but for people with disabilities, it's got to be access. Access needs being met, I think, is the one thing that enables people to have a voice heard.
I probably have to say this. I'm going to actually do 2 words. Love and encouragement.
Anyone else?
Yes.
Listening.
Okay, thank you very much for that. We're going to move now on.